This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe and help get this video to 2,000 likes. And I say, hey! Arthur is excited to go to the museum with his dad when DW rolls in like a squeaky third wheel. DW demands to tag along on Arthur's father-son trip. She resorts to screaming and crying to get what she wants, which sadly will be her default for the rest of the episode. DW refuses to go into the sea monster exhibit. She makes a scene until her dad agrees to take her to the unicorn exhibit instead. That night, DW has the utter gall to brag about her museum trip at dinner, much to Arthur's chagrin. Mr. Reed plans to make it up to Arthur by taking him fly fishing. The hell did that fishing pole come from? The two eagerly plan their DW-free weekend to the lake, which Mr. Reed has only previously visited with his father and his daddy. Arthur and his dad are all set to go as DW tries to get under her brother's skin. It turns out Mr. Reed will have to work next weekend and therefore won't be able to spend time with DW. The fussy 4-year-old cries how it's not fair Arthur will get 2 father-son weekends in a row. Instead of taking 10 seconds to explain that he'll spend his next free weekend with DW, Mr. Reed decides to let DW crash their father-son trip for the second time in 2 weeks. The Reeds drive to the lake while DW blasts her Goddamn Mary Moo Cow cassette on loop. After the family sets up camp, Arthur and his dad head out to go fishing. DW tries to tag along until Arthur tells her to fuck off. The two go to Mr. Reed's private fishing spot, where he used to spend his days catching fish and reeling Ratburn's rod. Turns out Arthur's fishing skills are weaker than his dad's pull-out game. Arthur ends up spraining his ankle, and DW wastes no time rubbing salt in the wound.
Safety first! That's what Mary Moo Cow always says.
DW?
I'm just trying to help. You can't catch fish if you aren't safe.
Hello? This isn't about you.
The next morning, Arthur's ankle is still hurt, and DW jumps at the chance to have her father all to herself. Jeez, what's so god-awful about their mom that Mr. Reed is the golden parent? That afternoon, DW strolls into camp acting like she's the son of God, with fish and loaves to boot. Turns out, Mary Moo Cow is great for catching fish, 'cause I'm guessing the fish would prefer to be eaten than listen to some bastardized Barney butcher Frere Jacques. The next morning, Arthur begs his dad to take him fishing in the rain, only to return to camp empty-handed. While they were gone, DW used her Mary Moo Cow tape to help the camp genocide half the lake's fish population.
Mary Moo Cow, I love you!
Arthur is fed up with this bullshit and storms off to go drown rocks in the lake. He bemoans that DW always gets whatever she wants. Mr. Reed fails to recognize that this is largely his fault. He tries to comfort his son with hollow rhetoric when Arthur spots the legendary lake whale, fulfilling his father's childhood dream. Arthur goes back to being the favorite child, while DW whines she didn't get to see the whale herself, even though I'm pretty sure whales can't live in freshwater lakes. And the Reed family never goes back to the lake again, because after a god-awful trip with his family, Mr. Reed realized he should only share his private fishing hole with the one rat who knows how to fill it. Let's review. DW ruined not 1, but 2 father-son weekends in a row. She crashed Arthur's special fishing trip and resorted to crying at the top of her lungs until her horrible parents caved to her demands. She hoarded her father all to herself and bragged about being a better fisher than her brother. She used her god-awful music to murder fish and indoctrinated everyone at the camp into the hellish cult that is Mary Moo Cow. When Arthur complained how DW gets everything she wants, Mr. Reed did absolutely nothing to disprove this fact. His father all but confirmed DW will continue to get her way until the end of time because nobody in the Reed house has a fucking backbone. Arthur was only able to win back his father's favor by spotting a literal white whale, which DW will undoubtedly take credit for finding in the future. F you, DW.
And I say,
Hey, I have a Patreon. Sign up at patreon.com/mattneff to get your name in the thank you credits, along with early access to every FUDW and the chance to vote for future episodes. If there's a movie or show you'd like me to talk about, top-tier patrons can commission a review for my channel. Check out the link in the description to become an FUDW superfan. Also, I'm now on Cameo, so make sure to check out my profile to get a personalized FU video.
and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm.